Hello everyone, welcome back to Gaahleri Designs and Hobbies. Today what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be doing another model cars and coffee, and I got a lot to go over today. It's going to be a lengthy video, so there's your warning. Um, I was going to do a stash ad, but I don't I don't want to clutter it anymore, and it probably already is. So I'll kind of get right into it. A few weeks back, Paul over at Left Coast Model Car Builds, who was basically started this whole segment and created a way for us all to share our thoughts and projects completed and in progress. Uh, he came up with almost like a community question, and it interested me, and I wanted to answer it. It's taken me a little bit of time to prepare my answer. But I've worked on it a bit. Um, Paul clearly has a passion for model building. He clearly has a desire to share other people's channels and to share his tips and his things that he does, and I appreciate that. um, I initially didn't think that model cars and coffee was for me because all of the projects that I'd done, I thought it was for completed projects that maybe you hadn't seen yet, and all the projects that I'd done were already completed. So it took me a long time to participate in this. Then somebody in comments pointed it out to me that it doesn't have to be just completed projects. So the first part of this question was whether or not I guess you make any New Year's resolutions. I'm not a New Year's resolution person. I don't do good with that. I've never done good with that, and it's just not for me. I'm a heavy person, so I got the name 244 Heavy uh, because I used to respond to fire calls. My number was 244, and so I'm 244 Heavy. Now it's heavy at the first of the year. I'm going to be heavy in December. I'm going to eat a lot of Christmas cookies. So that's that. So um, his question specifically speaks about his first year in his channel. So my first year in this part of the channel, what we're currently doing, probably my fifth or sixth year. Um, because what I did was I started the YouTube channel, started Gaahleri Designs. I think it was just Gaahleri Designs at the time. Then I tried to make it into a little bit of an outdoor channel, but it was about my wood shop. And what I did was I started a wood shop. I had some stuff going on, and I needed to work through it. And a friend of mine made cutting boards, so I started working on cutting boards, and I started making videos, and it helped me to escape. And there was a lot of life struggles, and so then I had to sell the piece of property, and with that went my wood shop. So I took a break, did some other stuff, and I took a break from the channel itself. And so there'd been some time in there. I mean, I did throw in some rock tumbling, which which is a hobby of mine as well. I like to take a rough rock and bring it, smooth it and round it off and bring it to something shiny and beautiful, like what we do with models. Um, but then last year I decided to get back into models. And one of my reasons I wanted to get back into models is I have a 5-year-old and a 4-year-old, and there's just so many things out there to like capture their mind when they're younger and growing up and stuff. And I want to get back into at least model building so I can teach them a hobby, teach them a pastime that isn't sitting in front of a TV and playing a video game. It's important to me. Plus, I love the model building. Um, so breaking it down, the model building was kind of my first step back into a hobby last year. And I thought, well, I want to learn to do it better than I did it before. So I started watching model building videos, which got my interest. So I started making model building videos. And so last year, I saw some good success. The channel nearly doubled in subscribers and nearly doubled in content because I was producing multiple videos per month and sometimes multiple per week. And so I did some research on when YouTube videos do the best, and one of the days was Tuesday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's when I start. That's when I post most of my videos, and I schedule them because in order to keep up with what I'm doing, I have to record a lot of videos in advance. And then I've most recently done some research. Excuse me. I've most recently done some research, and I found out that there are a lot of people accessing YouTube on Fridays at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So my schedule had been Tuesdays and Saturdays at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I've recently changed that. There's part of the answer. What am I doing in progressing my YouTube channel? That was the question. What are you doing to progress your YouTube channel throughout this year, so to speak? Maybe a New Year's resolution, but also a goal, a sight path, a sight picture for what you want to do, where you see yourself and your channel going. Um, so even model cars and coffee, sometimes I record a day or so ahead. Like, you know, yeah, I'm recording this video late. I mean, I'm got my model out. I've been doing some working on it. I'm recording this video late Saturday, so I can edit it in the morning when I get up and have a cup of coffee and get it out there. So then I started researching because I want to bring my model building to a new level. I want to build the higher detailed stuff like some of you guys do. So started researching what model builders are doing, what's working for them, what's working for their videos. So that's where I'm at right now. um, and and so far, all of the videos that I've made since really beginning this research, and that was before I started it before Paul's question went out there. Um, the, uh, the research for me probably for this year is mostly done. I mean, it's always a work in progress. And you're always trying to improve. One of the things that I'm going to do is I've been talking about a dedicated workshop. So make sure I'm on topic here, on point. Um, so I think in order for me to improve my channel, I got to take my hobby outside the house. So last year I put a nice fence around the house, and this year I think I'm going to put in a dedicated workspace. So here's a blueprint. I don't know if you can see it or not, or that's not a blueprint, but it's a basic print of what I want to do. So basically, this would be my doorway. My house would be kind of over here, right about where I go off screen. I come out, I want to line it up so I can come out the back door and go right into the shop. And then I've got a desk that I made when I was doing my woodworking. And I want to put a window right behind there for a little bit of exterior light, and there'll probably be a window on my door. There's going to be a spot here for assembly and painting and some fabrication work that I want to do on some of my models. And of course, I'll have to have some sort of heat source. So I decided to put that central to the wall and closer to the wall I'm working on, and also further away from my paints. So that way, if something got a little overheated, my intention is to have it be an 8x8 foot, because you should always build in 4 or 8 foot segments. and then that way there it cuts down on waste. And then there's a little cabinet for display here, and a little cabinet here for supplies and tools. And I'm going to have overhead lighting. And my intention is to have lighting either behind me or in front of me, and be able to light those separately, so that I can better light the projects that I'm working on. Because currently, and I've had glasses since I was a little kid. That's just a thing that I have. But I have to use the magnifying glasses, and I have the ones with the light rings. That causes a lot of video washout, and so that's what I'm going to try to avoid. If I can get enough lighting, I'm going to try to use those magnifying glasses without the light. The other thing that I want to do is I'm gonna cancel out my group build. I haven't had anybody respond to it. I have a couple things going right now that probably isn't going to let me get to it either. It's the Monsters Megas and Pullers. I thought it'd be nice to have. There's people in here that do build like puller trucks. People in here that are into monster trucks, and but if someone has started a kit, I don't know about it because nobody's reached out to me. So a while back, I did the unboxing on this beast, and I was going to put a tube frame under it and turn it into a mega mud machine. Thought that would look cool. Probably somewhere down the road I'll still do that, but for right now, that build's officially on hold and or canceled, because I'm right in the middle of my father's tribute build of his '57 Thunderbird, and you know, I've been doing a lot of research on that. This car came through with obviously an opening hood, just like every other model. Doors were opened already. Thought that was cool. But I decided to open the trunk. So the first video will be coming out soon about this build. And this is going to be the build that I use to really increase my, I guess, my model building skill. Take my model building to the next step. So this build is underway, and I'm excited about it. It's coming along nice. I've done some undercarriage work. I've obviously done the trunk, but this is all I'm going to show of this build. You'll have to watch the video when it comes out. My dad, like I told you before, my dad always had one of these up on his wall. He always liked that clock, so I figured that must be a car that he would have owned if he could have. So I want this to be the best build that I've ever made to date, because it's for my dad. And both my mom and dad both have passed, and you know, they devoted a lot of time and effort in themselves to helping me to become the person that I am today, and the father that I am today. And well, I wish I could do better than a model, but that's where I'm at. Um, so I guess in closing, just kind of like what I've already mentioned, I'm going to build I want to build a dedicated workspace, and then do significantly more research into my models that I'm building, and into my hobby of being a YouTube creator, content creator. And hopefully I can progress the channel and progress the model building. This build will have, like I like to do, where I talk about the car, how many were produced, roughly the average dollar amount of the car, the high dollar amount, the base model, base power, your higher horsepower engine. As far as I know, this car came with a pretty standard engine, and unless you had like the money, you could order a hopped up engine, but I think I'm still got to do my research, so don't hammer me too hard on this. But I think you had to special order the bigger engine, and it was for that time frame. It was significantly more money. And I'm also thinking about doing a little step-by-step book of all the things that I used, all the steps that I take, because I've got a lot of video on this car already. I think the first video that I have already has like 18 smaller clips, and I still have one more piece to do before I come out with the first video, which will probably be out in a week or two. So I'm gonna get some work done on this car Sunday, and I have Tuesday off. So I plan on putting some time in on this car both days. So hopefully my build quality is increasing and it shows. Hopefully my video production is increasing and it shows. Paul, thank you for the question. It caused me to think about what I was already working on, what I was already doing, and evaluate those topics related to this hobby. Kind of funny that you would pose that question when I was already working on it internally and in my own physical notes. Hopefully you'll subscribe, follow the build, follow my other builds. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would appreciate it if you do. All the subscribers that I have are the people that are making this channel a success. I can make all the videos in the world without you subscribing. It doesn't go anywhere. Nobody views it. If you have any comments or any questions, we can leave them in the comment section below. And until we see each other again, everyone out there be safe and everyone be blessed.